So my job is relatively simple. I'm supposed to ask you for money. But just before I do so, this is a special evening for me because there's two people here who go back to when I first became involved with First Call, when the organization first began. And in fact, the very first dinner was organized by one of these people in honor of the other. So Cindy Lee Carson, who was one of the original organizers of First Call, the exec directors, and Joyce Preston, who we honored when she resigned. It's really important that we remember there is a long history here, and one that is one of constant struggle. You heard from Adrian about all the fabulous things that are going on, and work done by this very small group of employees and an amazing team of dedicated and committed volunteers. You may not know, because Adrian didn't mention it, that First Call is unique in Canada. It's the only province-wide coalition that addresses that full scope of issues that affect families and children, whether it's the economy, whether it's the safe communities, whether it's the child well-being, whether it's the issues around poverty and inequality. Those four keys to success that First Call is founded on makes First Call unique in terms of provincial coalitions that are in the field of advocacy. Now, I'm sure all of you know, because Adrian would have mentioned it if it was otherwise, First Call doesn't receive any money from government. Maybe that will change in the future. Who knows? We'll see. I shouldn't have done that. First Call relies on the grants that Adrian mentioned and the significant monies that the labor movement and organizations provide. But there still is a significant gap in terms of what First Call needs to do the work that we ask First Call to do. That gap runs about $40,000. That sounds like a lot of money. And this event is one of the ways in which that gap is filled. So the tickets that were sold will generate a significant portion of that gap in helping to fill that gap. And the auction items that have been so generously donated will also help fill part of that gap. But the rest of it has to be filled by you. I know you hate me asking that. But in fact, the only way we can fill that gap is for individuals to make donations above and beyond what they've already done. So I need my props. Oh, she can hand them to me. Okay. She doesn't want to. So on your table, there are envelopes. If you haven't seen them already, you should. And with the envelopes, there's a blue piece of paper. Okay, the envelope is addressed to First Call. The blue piece of paper tells you how to give. We have made giving unbelievably simple. Okay, we're trying to raise $10,000 tonight. We're not trying to raise all $40,000 for you, but we're trying to raise $10,000 tonight. You can make your donation by check. You can fill it in, stick it in the envelope. Oh, you stick it in the bag. So we have these bags, says donations. Most checks, as long as they have your name and address on it, will actually get you a tax receipt. You forgot your checks. We'll take cash. You can put in $50 bills, whatever you have. Last year, we had a young woman who donated the change that she had with her. She was 8. She donated $5 of her change. So everything counts, and I'll explain why that's so important. You didn't bring cash, you don't have a check, we take credit cards. You just need to fill in the slip, put your credit card things down, and again, you'll get a tax receipt, and the receipts will come through the foundation. If you make a check out, make it out to First Call, please. We also currently have 56 donors, many of them are here tonight, who are monthly donors. And we want to get that up to 75. A lot of people, instead of giving one big whack, like to give monthly. You can do that too. You just have to fill out blue slip. You have that blue slip on your table. As an added bonus, you've probably seen some things on the monitor. There's going to be a draw for every new monthly donor or any monthly donor who increases their amount. And the winner of that draw will receive 4 reserved grandstand tickets to a Vancouver Canadians baseball game. I used to be a big baseball fan. If you've never been out to the Vancouver Stadium, you got to go sometime. It is really quite astounding. So remember to fill in the form so we can make sure we get your tax receipt to you. If you don't have ability to give now, but you do want to give later, you could take one of the envelopes home it's addressed. You can send in the check. And for those of you who just love giving electronically, I understand there's Wi-Fi here. Do you have your iPad? Do you have your iPad, your cell phone, whatever, how you can give on it? You can click on firstcallbc.org, firstcallbc.org. This is the only time someone's going to tell you can take out your electronics. Type that in, click the donate button, finish it off, and boom, you'll get a receipt tomorrow. Maybe it'll be home when you get home. Anyway, it's very important that people give. As Adrian and others have mentioned, we know that not adequately providing sufficient resources for the education of our children and youth, not providing for adequate child care services, not providing adequate income assistance for those who require it, not providing affordable child care, not ensuring families who work receive a living wage will continue to cost us as a society. And that's why the work of First Call is so important. It's not just the children, it's important for all of us. I hope that all of you will make a donation. As many of you know who are in the foundation field, there's several of you here, not only do the amounts count, but the number of donors count as well. So small or large, please, please, I hope you'll make a donation and you'll be as generous as you can be. Thank you.